Hi everyone. What I'm going to do is show you how to start and end a pigtail. So first we're going to start going left to right. So what we're going to do is go between the very left warp thread and the second to that, the one to the right of that. So we're going to put the warp between those two, around to the left, and then under them both. And then we'll start our actual weaving because we want to cover this one and don't want to cover this one. So you can see that right here. We want to cover this. This one's, that's where I ended my last, that's where I ended the brown. So I'm in the open shed, which means that I can go to the top with my weft and just pull it down, and that's going to hit where we need to go. You can see that. So what you want to think about is, if I had it like this and I'm just gonna leave it going over it and wrap it around, what I'm gonna get is 2 beads of weft, where every other line or every other warp here has 1. So that's why we want to go under. So we take this out, and instead we go under this first warp thread. So I'm going under it, and then I wrap it and go in between the very left and the right. So that means that when I put this down, beat this down, I'm going to have 1 bead of warp where I need it to be instead of 2 here. So if I want to end it, let's say on this warp thread, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, instead of going over and around it, because that's going to give us 2, I'm going to go under, and then I'm just going to tuck this weft in here. So going under this one, going under this one, under this one, but I want to cover this one, so that's why I'm coming back and pulling this to the back. And I'm going below what I'm weaving and above what I've woven. So you can see that's coming in there, and we're covering this last warp thread that we wanted to. So if I push this down, you're only going to see 1 bead on each, and that's what we want. So if we wanted to start on this warp here and go from right to left, what we're going to do is we're going to go between the one we want to cover and the one to the left of it if we're going right to left. So putting it between it, going to go around and under both because I want to cover this one and I don't want to cover that one. So let's look at that. So starting on this here, because we want to cover that, you can see the white, and we're in the open shed, so we can double check that way. So I want to go between the one I want to cover, which is this one, and the one to the left of it. So I'm going to stick this weft through those 2. And then I'm going to go under this one, and that's getting covered with the weft here. So I want to go under this one, and then I start going over, under, over in the open shed. So you can see here, it's pigtailing around that. We have it going down, the tail going down into the back, but we're still covering this with 1 bead of weft. And when we come back, it's not covering it, and that's what we want, just 1 pass on it. So you can see it's 1 bead of weft. So if I wanted to end it, let's say I want to end it on this one. So what I'm going to do is pull this out, and instead of going over this, I'm going to go under this. and then I'm going to go around it, pigtailing it, and I'm pulling it between, you can see I'm pulling it between this warp here and this warp here. So those two. So you see the pigtail, and then when I pull it down, you're only seeing one. Hope that helps you out. Nice meeting you all. Bye.